Even though schools are closed, education is not. You are still learning and growing every day, and we want to help. The Tennessee Department of Education is thrilled to be able to offer a number of opportunities for learning at home. And we are so grateful for the partnership with PBS to bring you these lessons on television and online. I'm so deeply grateful for the outstanding teachers across the state who have developed these lessons especially for you. Tune in, keep growing, keep learning. You're doing a great job. Talk to you soon.
Hello, welcome to Tennessee's at-home learning series for math. Today's lessons will be for all our fourth graders out there, though all children are welcome to tune in. This is the second lesson in our math series. Again, my name is Miss Pereira, and I'm a fourth grade teacher at Venus Stewart Elementary here in Gallatin, Tennessee. I'm so excited to be your teacher for this lesson. Welcome to my virtual classroom. Today we're going to practice addition with multi-digit numbers using like units, but we're going to look at it with some place value discs. Before we get started, so that you can participate fully in our lesson, you will need pencil and paper. I'll give you just a few seconds to gather your materials. All right, review from yesterday's lesson. Let's write this addition expression on the top of your paper. 218 plus 200. How do you think we could find the sum of those two add-ins? Great job. Yesterday we looked at combining like units, and as you can see, we've got hundreds and hundreds, so we can combine those like units. 200s and 200s gives me 4 hundreds. 110 and 0 tens gives me 110. 8 ones and 0 ones gives me 8 ones. So I know all together with both add-ins, I have 4 hundreds, 110, and 8 ones. That is what my sum looks like in unit form. What would it look like in standard form? Great job. 418. 400s, 110, 8 ones. And we didn't have to do any regrouping with that problem. Let's look at another one. Move down to the next blank space on your paper and write this addition expression at the top of your paper. 218 plus 400. Think in your brain, what is a strategy that we could use to solve this addition expression? Correct, we can combine our like units. So if we were going to read this addition expression in unit form, what would that sound like? Let's read it together. 200s, 110, and 8 ones plus 4 hundreds. So I can see I have like units in my hundreds. So 200s and 4 hundreds gives me 6 hundreds. 110 and 0 tens gives me 110. 8 ones and 0 ones gives me 8 ones. So in unit form, I know my sum has 6 hundreds, 110, and 8 ones. What would that look like in standard form? Write that on your paper now. Great job. It would be 618. My 600s, my 110, and my 8 ones. Okay, let's do 2 more practice problems like this. Move down to the next blank space on your paper and write this addition expression at the top. 218 plus 450. I know you're already thinking what that sounds sounds like in unit form, so let's read it together. 2 hundreds, 1 10, and 8 ones, plus 4 hundreds, 5 tens, and 0 ones. I can see in both add-ins, I've got some hundreds I can combine and some tens that I can combine. So let's combine these like units now. 2 hundreds with 4 hundreds gives me how many hundreds? Great job, 6 hundreds. 1 10 and 5 tens gives me how many tens? Awesome, 6 tens. And 8 ones plus 0 ones gives me how many ones? Great job, 8 ones. So I can see my sum in unit form has 6 hundreds, 6 tens, and 8 ones. What would that look like in standard form? Write that on your paper now. Great job. 668. I can see my 600s, my 6 tens, and my 8 ones. Okay, let's do one more. Move down to the next blank space on your paper and write this addition expression at the top. 218 plus 456. Let's read this addition expression together in unit form. 2 hundreds, 1 10, and 8 ones, plus 4 hundreds, 5 tens, and 6 ones. Now let's find the sum combining like units. 2 hundreds and 4 hundreds gives me how many hundreds? Awesome, 6 hundreds. 1 10 and 5 tens gives me how many tens? Great job, 6 tens. And last but not least, our ones place. 8 ones and 6 ones gives me how many ones? I know 8 plus 6 is 14, and that gives me 14 ones. So in unit form, I know I have a total of 6 hundreds, 6 tens, and 14 ones. What would that look like in standard form? You're correct. We're going to have to do some regrouping with these ones like we did in yesterday's lesson. So we can decompose that 14 into 10 ones and 4 ones. And I can group those 10 ones together to give me another 10. So altogether I have 6 hundreds, 7 tens, and 4 ones to give me a sum of 674. Great job. Yesterday we drew some base 10 blocks to solve multi-digit addition. Today we're going to look at a different strategy involving place value disk. I think they're a little bit easier to draw than the base 10 blocks. So I'm going to do an example for you first. I'm going to look at the problem, 3,134 plus 2,493. And I could draw these using my base 10 block drawings like we did yesterday, but we're going to look at place value chart and place value disk today. So I can see that my first add-in is a 4-digit number, meaning it takes up 4 places in our number system. So I need my place value chart to have 4 columns. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line across the top, and then I'm going to draw 4 columns. And I'm going to extend this one out just a little bit more. And then I'm going to label each column with the place that it represents. This is the ones place. the tens place, the hundreds place, and the 1000s place. And instead of drawing blocks to represent what each digit's value is, I'm just going to put it in each column using a dot. So for my first add-in, 3,134, I'm going to build it with my disk starting in the ones place. So I see that I have 4 in the ones place, so I need 4 in my ones column. And I'm going to do this just with dots. Then I see that there's 3 tens, so I'm going to put 3 in my tens column. I can see that there's 100, so I'm going to build 100. And I have 3 1000s. Notice that they're all represented with the dots, but I know that their value is different because they're in different columns. So there's my first add-in. So in unit form, I would read this number, 3,134, as 3 thousands, 100, 3 tens, and 4 ones. I'm just representing it a little bit differently than we did yesterday. And I want to add the number 2,493 to it. So I need to build this in my place value chart as well. And I'm going to do this with a different color just so you can see the difference in the two numbers that I'm building. So again, I'm going to start in the ones place. This number has 3 ones, 9 tens, 4 hundreds, and 2 thousands. So in unit form, I would read that number, 2 thousands, 4 hundreds, 9 tens, and 3 ones. Now that I have them both built using my place value chart and my place value discs, which are the little dots, I can add them together to find a sum, doing the same strategy we did yesterday, combining like units. So I'm going to start in my ones place, and I have 4 ones plus 3 ones. So how many ones is that all together? Correct, 7 ones. In my tens place, I have 3 tens plus 9 tens. So how many tens is that? Correct, 12 tens. In my hundreds place, I have 100 plus 400. So how many hundreds is that? Correct, 5 hundreds. And then in my thousands place, I have 3 thousands plus 2 thousands, which gives me how many thousands? Awesome, 5 thousands. So I can see in my sum, I have 5 thousands, 5 hundreds, 12 tens, and 7 ones in unit form. If I wanted to represent this number in standard form, what would that look like? Do I need to do any regrouping? You are correct. I need to take this 12 tens and regroup it. And just like we did yesterday, I can decompose that 12 into a 10 and a 2. I know that 10 tens, these 9, and I'm going to grab one more, bundle to give me another 100. So now I've got another 100 and 2 tens left. So if I came over and looked at my standard algorithm problem, I can see the same. 4 ones plus 3 ones is 7 ones, just like you see in our place value chart. 3 tens plus 9 tens is 12 tens, leaving 2 in the tens place and adding 1 to the hundreds place because I had enough to bundle and regroup. So now I've got 1 10 plus 4 tens plus another 10. So altogether, or 100, I'm sorry, altogether I have 6 hundreds. And then I can move over to my thousands place. 3 thousandths plus 2 thousandths is 5 thousandths. So that my sum is 5,627 in standard form, or in unit form, 5 thousandths, 6 hundredths, 2 tenths, and 7 ones. Now let's try a couple together. Move to the next blank space on your paper where you've got quite a bit of room because you're going to draw your own place value chart and place value discs as well. And then write this addition problem on your paper. 40,762 plus 30,473. I'll give you just a second to get that written down. And now we need to build our place value chart. As you can see, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-digit number. So we need 5 columns in our place value chart this time. So draw a horizontal line across the top. And then we need 5 columns. And we need to label those columns with the place that they represent. So our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and then our 10,000s place is what we've added this time. Great job getting this down in your notes. So let's draw our first add-in, 40,762. In unit form would be 4 10,000ths, 7 hundredths, 6 tens, and 2 ones. And we're going to just draw that with our place value discs, those little dots. So it has 2 ones. So we'll go to our ones column and record 2 ones. It has 6 tens, 7 hundredths, 0 1,000ths, so nothing in that column, and 4 10,000ths. Now we're ready to draw and build our second add-in, 30,473, which in unit form would be 3 10,000ths, 4 hundredths, 7 tens, and 3 ones. Let's start in our ones place. We have 3 ones. So in my ones column, 3 ones, 7 tens, 4 hundredths, again no 1,000ths, and 3 10,000ths. And just like we did in the previous problem, we can begin by adding our like units. Ones with ones, tens with tens, hundreds with hundreds, etc. So let's start in our ones place. We add 2 ones plus 3 ones. So altogether we have 5 ones. In my tens place, I have 6 tens plus 7 tens, which gives me 13 tens. Well, we know we can't write a 2-digit number in a 1-digit spot, so we're going to have to do some regrouping. We know that 10 tens is equal to 100, so we can bundle up 10 of those tens, 7, 8, 9, 10, and send them over here to the hundreds place. So now I've got 3 tens left, and I bundled up 10 of the others and moved them over here to the hundreds place. So I've got 7 hundredths plus 4 hundredths plus the one that I just bundled up and moved to the hundreds place. So altogether, I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hundredths. Again, we get a 2-digit number, and we know we can't write a 2-digit number in a 1-digit spot. So we're going to have to regroup again, or rename. So I know 10 hundredths gives me 1,000, so I can bundle up 10 of those hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and move it over here to the thousands place. So I have 2 hundredths that remain, and I gave 10 of them to the thousands place to give me 1,000. And I've only got 1 there, so 1,000 plus nothing is 1. And then I'm ready to add my 10,000s. 4 10,000s plus 3 10,000s gives me 7 10,000s. So I can see in standard form, my sum is 71,235. Let's do one more together. Go down to the next blank space on your paper and write this addition equation. 32,079 plus 15,232. Again, we're going to use our place value disk and our place value chart to help us solve this. So we need to get that drawn as well. I know that my add-in has 5 digits, so I'm going to need 5 columns in my place value chart. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line across the top and then make sure that I have 5 columns. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I need to label them. My ones place, my tens place, my hundreds place, my 1,000s place, and my 10,000s place. And then I need to draw each number's representation with place values. So 32,079, unit form would be 3 10,000s, 2 1,000s, 7 10s, and 9 1s. So we'll go ahead and get that drawn. If you'll draw it with me, please. 9 1s. Seven tens. 0 hundreds, so I don't have to draw anything in that column. 2 1,000s and 3 10,000s. And I'm ready to draw the second add-in. 15,232. Please do it with me. Let's start in the ones place. 2 ones, 3 tens, 2 hundreds, 5 1,000s, and 1 10,000. And now we're ready to add them to get a sum combining like terms. So we'll start in the ones place. I've got 9 ones plus 2 ones, which gives me, correct, 11 ones. And you're already saying it, we have to regroup. 10 of those ones are going to get bundled up and bumped over here to the tens place, so that I only have 1 left. So in my standard algorithm problem, 9 2s 11, one of the ones gets to stay, and then I'm moving my other one over here to the tens place because I regrouped or bundled them up to make another 10. So now I have 7 tens plus 3 10s plus the one that I regrouped and bundled to make a 10. So altogether I have 7 plus 3 plus 1, 11 10s. So I'm going to have to regroup again. You're correct. So I can bundle up 10 of those and move them over here to the hundreds place so that I have 1 10 left in the 10 spot, and I've added another 100 to the hundreds place. So I have 0 hundreds plus 2 hundreds plus the 100 that we bundled and moved over there. So altogether we have 3 hundreds. I'm ready to look at my 1000s place. 2 1000s plus 5 1000s gives me 7 1000s. We didn't have to do any regrouping there. Great job. And my last place is the 10,000s. 3 10,000s plus 1 10,000 gives me 4 10,000s. So that my sum is 47,311. Great work today, boys and girls. Today we have worked really hard to explore addition with place value charts and place value discs. You did amazing work. Now you will have some problems to practice on your own at the end of this video. Good luck and do your best. I enjoyed doing math with you today. Thank you for inviting me into your home. I look forward to seeing you in our next lesson in the Tennessee At Home Learning Series.
You don't have to be a great reader to create a love of reading in your child. Just having books in the home can help. Let your baby hold them. Read with energy. Try using different voices for characters. Use the pictures to spark conversation. Engaging with books every day at an early age creates a love of learning and builds strong thinkers. Enroll your child at governorsfoundation.org to receive an Imagination Library book each month at no cost.